Hello, creators. Has it been your desire to manifest a higher love, to manifest more potent relationships? If so, this is the reading for you. It's time to up-level your relationship. And today we're going to get into some really good themes here with relationships. We're starting off with the Gilded Tarot Royale. My name is Stephanie. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. Please make yourself comfortable as we go through this dynamic reading about relationships and how we can up level. We're going to look at 4 categories here. We're going to look at communication, navigation, negotiation, and compromise when it comes to relationships. All right. So we've got some cards out here from the Gilded Tarot Royale. Communication. Wow, this is a very auspicious card for us. The 8 of Wands is about communication. And when it comes to up-leveling relationships, communication is going to be first and foremost as a focus area. It's important to be clear. It's important to not hold back communication. And it's important to be honest. So if you're really looking to have deeper, richer relationships, whether it be romantic partnerships or otherwise, communication is always a key. And the 8 of Wands is coming in saying, yes, this is so important to remember at the forefront of your journey in up-leveling relationships. And we're going to get some clarifiers here and go a little bit deeper, but let's look next at navigation. So how can we navigate? One of the things I'm getting here, we know communication is important, so how do we navigate the ups and downs? The 9 of Pentacles is coming in and saying, you navigate it with grace, you navigate it with wisdom, you navigate it by seeing both sides, by coming into a balance of the forces, a balance of the masculine and feminine energies. At times, you are using discernment to have a gentle, mindful approach, and at other times, a stern and more direct approach, depending on the situation. So when it comes to navigating, boundaries are coming up here with this 9 of Pentacles. What have you built in your value system that is important? What has the other person built in their value system that is important? And do the paths of those value systems line up? Do they go together? Or do they intersect perpendicular and cause a lot of obstruction? That's something you're really going to have to take a look at as you navigate. Negotiation, important in relationships. When you're looking at negotiation, this is very much understanding that somewhere in between these 2 wands is a middle path to travel. Somewhere in the middle is that beautiful white buck. Somewhere we will find that balance, but we're going to have to put our attention on it. We're going to have to be willing to say, here's what I can do. What can you do? Here's what I feel you can do. What would you like me to do? These are the kinds of things that we need to be thinking of and be willing to move our wand a little closer and our partner moving their wand a little closer so we can walk that illuminated path together. And then lastly, compromising, the Knight of Pentacles. When it comes to compromising with a partner, we're not doing so in a way that might compromise our value system. When we feel our value system is compromised in relationships, that means we're probably not with the right person. If our values do not align with theirs, it's going to be difficult to move forward. The Knight of Pentacles, however, comes in and says, okay, we're going to assume you've communicated, you're willing to navigate, and you're negotiating in a healthy manner. Now we move forward, but we're not going to rush things. We're going to test this out. We're going to be willing to let each other make mistakes in what we're compromising. Maybe it's I have to give up watching the big game so that I can be with you on your birthday. It's those kinds of compromises. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and have the babysitter or the nana, the Mimi come over and watch the kids so we can go have a night together. That's the kind of compromise we do, and we do it little by by little. We do it day by day, baby step by baby step, with our expectations remaining in a healthy balance so that we're both dedicated to it, but we're not putting additional pressure on it. That is the trick. That is the challenge. These are the energies where relationships can go awry. Let's go ahead and get some clarifiers from the Crystal Visions Tarot. It's a quite romantic deck. Let's clarify that Eight of Wands. Ooh, we get the King of Wands. That's very passionate communication coming in there. The Eight and the King, very strong energy, so that implies commitment as well. You have to be committed to a situation to be willing to put in the proper communication. For the Nine of Pentacles, we got the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is what's ours. What do we hold on to, and what do we let go of? When do we loosen our grip a little bit to be able to navigate communication more easily with our partner, to navigate the challenges? And let's look at this Two of Wands. Negotiate, coming from the heart. I was really feeling that middle ground, that lit path in the middle of those two wands. The only way to travel that path is for both people in the relationship to come from the heart, to be willing to make love the priority, to be willing to excavate some of the mental energies and old toxic belief patterns in order to reach that balanced path for the partnership, the friendship, the romance. Let's look at this Knight of Pentacles for compromise. Two of Cups. Absolutely. Compromise takes us both showing up, being honest about our emotions, coming into our emotions. Again, this is heart energy, emotional energy coming together in a beautiful partnership, remembering one another's innocence, being able to see beyond and behind the mistakes of others in order to move forward in communication little by little. Very, very important dynamics to have here. So let's look a little more closely here. We're going to first take a look at these two cards, the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. We've got a Lion here. Masculine energy is really coming up here, and so I'm going to stick with the masculine energy for a moment and just say that's the energy and the action that we're going to want to take. It's got to start from that place of action and active energy, a masculine energy. We have to be willing to put forth the communication. We have to be willing to be seated strongly in what we value, and we have to be able to be clear with our partner about what that is. There can be passionate energies, absolutely, but when the communication gets too heated and too passionate, what is our way to quell that? How can we be sure that when something is being communicated quickly and passionately, that we have that time to stabilize our energies, reflect on it, ask for space if we need to ask for space. But this is the momentum around up-leveling your relationship, is making commitment the priority and being willing to take action. This is the key to getting going in a healthy relationship. It's being willing to initiate communication, even on tricky topics and passionate subjects, with honesty and clarity and presence. Communication being grounded in as a priority, and knowing that healthy communication will lead to positive transformation in the relationship. Communication, reflecting on how you communicate in your partnership, or how you see yourself or envisioning yourself communicating when you are with a partner whose values align with you. And sometimes that brings up pain points, doesn't it? As we're seeing here with the navigation, this is where it gets tricky. We have the beautiful energy of the Nine of Pentacles, letting us know to measure our response with our partner, to measure our position, our approach, use discernment. It's not about holding back, it's about coming into balance. So when we get this Four of Pentacles, this is where we get tripped up in our relationships. I've said something from a place of balance, I've communicated something, I've used discernment on how to do it, but they got upset and now I'm shutting back down. That's the kind of energy where we can get stuck in trying to navigate. This could also be the energy of some of you have been in positions before or are currently where you feel like you're walking on on eggshells with your relationship with this person. And so it's very difficult to up-level a relationship if you feel like you can't communicate, or if every time you do, you feel that you are retracting. Now, each situation is unique. These are general readings. You must take only what resonates for you. But this energy of the Four of Pentacles, it's abandonment. In order to navigate a healthy relationship, we must be aware of our abandonment issues. We must be aware of our scarcity mindset. We must be aware of sharing resources with another and what it takes to share in a healthy manner. And if we're not there, that's okay. It's just something that we need to work on. Looking at the energies of negotiation, okay, this is where if we make it through healthy communication, we make it through the challenges of navigating with our partner and navigating our own fears and our own subconscious lack programs, we can come into this energy of the Two of Wands and Knight of Cups. Oh, there's the path. It's somewhere in the middle. Tuning into my heart, how can I bend? How can I begin steering my horse in the direction of the lighted path in between? How can I find that balance point? And in order to do that, I'm going to have to be really honest about where my emotions are at. I'm going to have to be extremely real with where my boundaries are at. I'm going to have to make sure that my communication is coming from the heart whenever possible, that I'm not getting too wrapped up in mental energies or old belief systems or old traumas in former relationships, that I end up blocking and turning my horse away from the shared path that I'm looking for. Now, this is an energy too that reminds us we can keep the passion. Absolutely. The passion burns within us. Is there something else we need to communicate in a different way as we're negotiating? What is the different way that I can negotiate from my heart? I don't like something that's going on in the relationship. Something's out of balance. How do I approach my partner from a heart space energy where I can honestly and authentically share my emotions, but still hold the integrity of a balanced path? It's going to be working on eliminating blaming, shaming, triggers from unhealed past trauma. This is the deep work that we must do to be in these relationships and most definitely to up level them. Looking at this Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Cups as we move into what it means to compromise, we remember we don't have to rush this. Relationships take time. They unfold. There's a natural, organic way that the universe works with the divine masculine and the divine feminine together, coming together in balanced energies, being able to be vulnerable with one another, knowing that our compromise sometimes might feel a bit like a sacrifice, but also knowing that the other person is willing to travel that same distance. They're willing to meet you halfway. This might take some time. It might take going back into negotiation. It might even take some navigation as bumps in the path come up or something throws a wrench in the strategy that the two of you have come up with. But it's also about sharing the responsibility of compromise in a relationship and not one person constantly sacrificing themselves at the behest of the other. It has to be both people, and that's what the Two of Cups is showing us there. Let's get a card from the Rose Oracle here. Very powerful. I really get the desire within you to take things to the next level and the knowing that that first happens within you. If this is resonating for you, I would love to hear a comment from you. How have you been able to achieve or maybe even been challenged with some of these energies of communication, navigation, negotiation, and compromise? What's the hardest for you? I would love to hear from you. I feel like I've been challenged in all four categories. categories, to be honest. Oh, we have this beautiful energy from the Rose Oracle that is an invitation. It says, come to me. This is magnetic energy, attracting like a rose, receive, abundance comes in. I really do feel a lot of desire in this reading, starting off with those wands energies like we did. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of passion in you. You have the power to love so deeply and so passionately. But remember, you don't have to chase that desire. It will come to you. It will magnetize to you. This is especially important for women to be in their receptive energies so that the masculine can find them, so that they can come in and communicate. If you're in the active energies and the other person's in the active energies, your ships just may not line up, making sure that you're magnetizing. And men, it's also important for you to get really clear on what you want and how the feminine can complement you, not serve you, complement you, uplift you, bring you peace. Getting clear on that will strengthen your radar so that you can find her when she appears. And you will know. There will be signals. Let's look at the Romance Angels Oracle here to pull another card for our highest and best. In this opportunity to up level, what do we need to remember? What should be at the forefront of our minds? Oh, wow, we got release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Absolutely and most certainly, if you are manifesting new love or you are taking a current relationship to the next level, there may be programs, experiences, memories from the past that are shaping and affecting your ability to communicate, navigate, negotiate, and compromise. So maybe have a look here. You've chosen this reading for a reason. There may be something. You may have released your ex. You may have moved on. You may not even talk to them, see them, interact with them anymore. But there's an energy here that still needs to be cleared. And the universe is reminding us, hey, do a little housekeeping there. There might be some cobwebs. And you may think like this character here, I thought I did all the work already. I'm exhausted from this. Why do I need to keep releasing the ex? Consider it a clearing. Consider it a freeing energy, whatever it is. As you allow your heart to kind of feel into the past, where do you get stuck? As you allow yourself to reflect on your current relationship, where do you get stuck? Could it be connected to an ex relationship? Could it also be connected to ex experiences, past experiences that you saw your parents navigate? Maybe very poorly. Maybe it affected you growing up. There could be that as well. I'd like to pull a rune here, a rune stave, to close off our reading today. So I'm just going to kind of mix around in here and reach in. And the rune that we got to close off this very potent relationship up-leveling reading is Dagaz, D-A-G-A-Z, and it means day, daylight, dawn, light and enlightenment, but also polarity. Look at that balance point in the middle, much like I was uncovering in that Two of Wands. The path, where do these paths intersect so that the two of you can move forward together? You can take flight in your relationship. This is about an awakening. It's about being connected with the intuition, not just your own or your partner's, but the intuition of the relationship together. It's about a breakthrough, an awareness, and a clarity. It's in time to embark on this journey and on this path. And it's also about happiness, security, certainty, and release. Letting go the ex energies, letting go the past, and being able to come to a new understanding and a new balance point for which you can move forward your relationship and up level. What a delight it's been to have you here today. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I would love to hear all about how this reflected for you. In the description are ways for you to connect with me more personally if you'd like a personal romance reading, or if you'd like to get connected on social media. So be sure to check that out, along with all the other readings that are going to come out of this up-leveling series. We're really going to be pulling back the cover and looking underneath beneath the surface to find out all the different ways we can uplevel our lives, the reminders we need, the helpful guidance, our highest and best. These readings are meant to uplift, encourage, and empower you. And as a creator being, I wish you all the best in your relationships, and I'll see you next time.